What's up, guys? I'm Chelsea Hernandez, music editor at SWGRUS, and you're now tuned into my podcast, Time Out, where I have conversations with music-related subjects about their workings in music. Hey, y'all, this is Chelsea Hernandez, and you are, tuned in, listening to or watching the, oh my God, sorry. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, this is Time Out, SWGRUS. No, it's fine.
All right, keep it going.
This is Time Out with SWGRUS, and we have a special guest, rapper and singer, and just all around really great creative person, Lackhoney. How are you?
Great, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So how have things been for you since the pandemic? Like, were you in college, or like, were you just working on like music? How was that?
So I was at the end of my senior year when the pandemic started, and so I pretty much finished up classes for the last couple of weeks at home, and then was in quarantine back in South Florida and Miami. And over that time, over the pandemic, I got my pilot's license, and so that's what I was spending kind of like the majority of my days doing, was like flying around South Florida, doing lessons, taking flying exams, things like that. And then outside of that, I was working on a bunch of music. So I knocked out like, I want to say like 30 songs over the pandemic that have been every single week up till the end of next June, or this June. And post pandemic, I guess we're still in it, but at the end of my pandemic in Florida, I moved to Nashville to give myself 1 year to work on music. And so I gave myself a deadline that if I can achieve some kind of big success by November, I give myself another year to keep working on it.
Okay. So like, what would be your idea of like big success, or like what would it take for you to stay there and continue to work on music?
I think, well, it's not like there's any number or something that I want to hit. It's just that I want to see some kind of big momentum start to build up. I want a song kind of putting some numbers on the board. And I want to start developing a bigger fan base. I think the last few years for me have been about sharpening the skill set and about just kind of practicing. But I'm at a point where I'm pretty confident in where I'm at musically and the workflow, and I feel pretty comfortable and figured out. You always get better over time. But now I think it's the time to like really bring it out and start showing people what I've been working on for the last 6 years.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I remember I first heard your music like years ago. I want to say maybe like, 2017,
Yeah, you reached out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like crazy OG.
I know. And here you are, and here I am. And like, your music has gotten a lot better. Like, you have grown a lot in the past few years.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you recently released 2 singles, Random and Pocket Watcher. So let's talk about Random first, because that's the one that I heard, like, well, that's the one you released most recently, and that's the one that I just heard. And it's quite different, I feel like, from your like usual style or from like anything else you've done. It's like, to me, it's a bit different. I could be wrong, like, but to me, it's like different. So
cool.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so Random was an idea that I did over quarantine. It was one night. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was working on another song earlier in the evening, and it was kind of running me up against the wall. And so I'm almost as like a stress relief thing to try to just like get the tension out. And so I made that beat pretty quick in like 30 minutes, and then I recorded the song in about an hour and a half, and it was mainly done in that one kind of setting. Yeah, there's not much else to it. That was pretty much it.
Okay, so Random was like the kind of quarantine creative thing that you did, like quarantine song. And then what about Pocket Watcher? Was that the same kind of like done during quarantine, or just released during quarantine?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was doing a bunch of music, so it was getting to the point where it was like 5 to 8 songs a week were getting produced and recorded. But so that was a quarantine song, but there's a lot of more. Pocket Watcher, I do remember the specific song because that one definitely stuck out to me. I got a pack of upright bass loops from my bass player and co-producer Charlie Hackamer, who I refer to as Chuck. That's Chuck. And so Chuck sent me some bass loops, and I was interested in like trying to see how I could flip one. And so I had the drums first, and I spent a long time getting the pocket of the drums down. And I ended up taking one of Charlie's bass loops and chopping up all the notes individually and pitching it up a little bit, and then replaying what he played on the upright bass in my little sampler to be a completely different bass part. And from there, I recorded the whole song. I recorded the hook one evening and then woke up and did the verses the next morning. And then after that, there was a session or two where we got Beep to play some guitar, who plays like if you ever heard a guitar on any of my songs, it's Beep every single time. And then after that, Chuck came back in and layered some keys on it, and then it was pretty much done production wise.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Sounds like a bit interesting. Like the process it sounds so hard. Like it sounds like it's a lot more detailed than
Pocket Watcher.
Yeah, than Random was.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty fair. I think like the reason that I was a lot more like in the weeds, I guess, on Pocket Watcher, and there's definitely like details in Random too. Like there's all these little hi-hat rolls and production elements and things like that. But Pocket Watcher, the groove was super central to the whole process. And so the only reason that I had given myself all the time to like really lock in that thing was because I was waiting for a flight. I was literally in the airport just doing the drums out, just like, oh, I'll do some drums today. And that's the same way. I don't know if you remember that song Loves Like Drumming, but that's the same reason Loves Like Drumming happened. And the thing I was spending a lot of time on Loves Like Drumming, because the drums are simple, was the sample. It was like a 3-minute sample of somebody playing keys, and I ended up chopping up like 20 different pieces of it to make the loop that ended up becoming Loves Like Drumming. And so similarly, I spent a lot of time with Pocket Watcher getting the drums right. And then once the drums right, it was all kind of just like fitting it into that groove.
Okay, cool. So you, like I said, you released 2 singles, and you said you're working on music for the next year. So, and you've done a bunch of like different songs during quarantine. So you're, and you may have mentioned this, but you cut out a little bit. So I'm sorry if I didn't hear you.
No
are you working on like a full album?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. So basically the plan right now is, like I said, to keep releasing these singles, and the attitude towards these singles is kind of like a big rollout for an album, trying to build up the momentum to get an audience that gives a shit. So when I drop the album, it's able to do some damage for me and make an impact. The thought process is that the album will have a very intentional sequence to it. It'll be like 10 songs telling a story, a very like more in-depth production approach to it. So like really taking the time to get all the songs right. And so it's about halfway done right now. So it's definitely been in progress, and there's a lot more thought to it. It's a concept project. And once I catch the first wind of a bigger song that's kind of taken off for me, it'll be time to start setting up the album or release.
Okay. Yeah. How many songs do you think are going to be on the album when you do decide to
think about 10 to 12. I've always been a fan of more concise projects. Like I want to keep it to like 30-35 minutes, honestly.
Yeah. I don't like, well, I guess it depends on the artist. I don't really like albums that are like 17 songs, and I'm like, this is too long. And it also, I feel like, isn't good to have like albums that long, because it's like there maybe only like 5 or 6 songs on there that people actually like, and then the rest are like, like I feel like the longer the album, the more chance for the vision to get lost in it.
Yeah, I think it's really fair for people to like long albums because of that medium. It's like a very useful medium to explore like a full idea. I mean, if you need that many, it's not like I would need to cut a song, or like any of the J. Cole albums or Kendrick shit or Smino or any of like these artists that really like take their albums seriously. And I'd like to put myself in the category of somebody who like really is intentional about those projects and like crafting the story and making everything like stick really well. But I think if you can convey your idea in a more concise way, that's like kind of the best case scenario. Like Olivia Rodrigo's album, I don't know if you heard that, but
Yeah.
she told her story in like an incredible way. And there's like a very clear plot arc and sonic like stability throughout the whole project that she accomplished in like 36 minutes. And it's so incredible.
Yeah, and I mean everyone, and that's the first album that she's released, and everyone loves it. Everyone's talking about it. So yeah, kudos to her. That was a good choice.
That's a win. That's a win in the books for her.
Yeah, exactly. So I figured that we could play kind of like a little game.
Okay.
I have like a little bowl of questions here that a lot of them I did not come up with. So if there are any weird ones, I'll probably skip them or just disregard.
Okay, cool.
But
I'm down.
I'm just gonna pick some random, like a few random questions. All right. So the first one is, have you slid into anyone's DMs recently? Like any, I guess, celebrities or
like romantically or just like, anybody?
Just in general, I feel like.
Yeah, I slide like whenever I find an artist that I'm really obsessed with, I will always try to reach out and be like, yo, I love your shit, you're incredible. Just to like show that love, because it's just important to do that kind of stuff.
It is, especially like artists that are just starting out, they need that encouragement and that recognition. So
for sure.
That's good. I think whose DMs have I slid in? I've definitely slid in a couple of celebrities' DMs. One of them definitely, like one of them responded, which was really cool.
Oh my God, what the hell? Who was it?
It's like a rock artist. Oh my God. It was like a few years ago. What was his name? Oh my God. I know the song and I would like listen to his album all the time. Oh my God. Dude, I can see his face too. I don't remember. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I do that too, oddly. All right, let's see. Ooh, if you could bring back one musician from the dead, who would it be?
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he was a good one. I think I would probably, yeah. I think I would bring back Whitney Houston.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, classic. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, but Freddie Mercury is really good. I don't know.
I want to know what Queen sounds like in 2021.
Yeah.
I really want to know what Queen would sound like.
Oh man. I'm kind of afraid for what they would sound like.
Nah, man, it'd be so tight. They were so futuristic and like so much of the stuff that they were doing. And the choices sound so modern and like nothing else even today. Like nobody's made something that sounds like Bohemian Rhapsody still.
That is true.
Nobody's even touching that still. Like and that was way back then. Like imagine what they could do with modern technology and like the influences today and the internet shit too. It'd be scary to hear what he would come up with.
Yeah, I think I would just be afraid of like them being influenced by like the younger generation and like what they want to hear, and you know that like I feel like it I don't know, I feel like the integrity of Queen is so strong and so like iconic that I would like, it'd be, I don't know, I like classic Queen. I'd be afraid to see like a modern Queen.
I mean it's just like the integrity and the iconicness of Queen is just Freddie's taste pretty much, and the band's like kind of curtailing it, putting in like just their taste. So I would love to see, like, I mean, we wouldn't want to have Kanye's discography without Yeezus or 808s or even Ye and Life of Pablo. Like those are a lot of people's favorite albums for him. And so I feel like those, like Queen as a band is like definitely in the same category of like forward thinking as Ye. And I would love to hear what they were in this landscape. God, it'd be so dope. Freddie Mercury with auto-tune would be insane.
Oh my God. That would be pretty cool, actually. I I actually agree with you now. I don't think that
Freddie Mercury and Drake together on a song. Are you shitting me? It would be out of here. It would be out of here, bro.
That would be so iconic. That would transcend like time. I feel like that would be so cool.
I mean, it was like when Elton John did the song with the Gorillas in Black, I think, but like that was insane. That was really freaking crazy.
I don't
Or
think
like, or like the Young Thug sample when Thug did that song High, and they sampled Rocket Man. Did you hear that?
No, I don't.
No,
I
it
don't
was
think
crazy.
so.
I think like old like the like past generations of rock artists interacting with today's culture is just such. It's just music in such an interesting, unique way because it's like it's so true to that era and so true to this era. And so when they marry, it's just like it's so different from anything that anybody else is making or has the capability to even make. Anyway, next question. Rabbit hole.
No, I like it. I like when you like kind of go off and like these little, I feel like tangent is not a good word. It has such a negative connotation, but like when you go off on these like tangents, but like in a good way, it's good. It's like it's obvious that you love music. So it's great.
For sure.
All right. So now that everything's like opening up, if you could go on tour anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I want to do a run in. What do I want to do? I would love to. I mean, obviously, I would love to do a national tour in the U.S. That would be so incredible, just because I've grown up here forever. If I would like specific like places I want to touch down in, I would love to do a show in London. I would love to do a show in Bombay in India and Karachi in Pakistan. I would love to do a show in Dubai because I lived there for a time, and so I would love to like go back and see how it's all changed because that place is changing so much.
And where?
Dubai, UAE.
Oh,
Dubai.
Yeah.
I mean, like everywhere, basically. It'd be everywhere.
Yeah, but oh my God, that would be cool.
You know who really like my third most streamed country is Germany. I would fuck with some shows in Berlin or Munich. Like that would be so hard. Or the Philippines. Oof.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh,
because what's crazy is like when you go to countries outside of the US, Canada, and Europe, they don't see rap artists come to them from the US that often. So from what I hear, it's almost like you're a unicorn going over there and showing this culture that's so normal for us because we consume it every day, even though, you know, I'm like not part of the culture necessarily, race rise, but like just consuming it through the internet or whatever, it's like oxygen for us. Meanwhile, it's like we're unicorns over there and we go and like show what just the thing that we take kind of for granted here.
Yeah. A lot of what's played over there is like EDM or like pop, a lot of that stuff. And I feel like
they love rap. They love rap though.
Yeah.
They love rap.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
I do. Yeah. I feel that too. I lived in Thailand and Sri Lanka for a while and
oh, fire. What the heck? That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they do like really like rap over there. And it's so funny because like if you go anywhere, like you go to a club over there or you like go to like any like concerts that they have over there, it's mainly like electronic music or like old music, even Spanish music they play. But like,
okay.
Yeah, but like everyone like on their own individually like listens to rap and they know the like words to the songs and it's so funny. It's so nice to like see, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we definitely do take it for granted.
For sure we do.
All right. Ooh, if you could only use one streaming platform music-wise for the rest of your Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's just my only one.
If you said Apple Music, I would have had to end this now.
Yo, people love Apple Music. Like people love Apple Music. It'll be like producer, like people in the industry that I'm like working with, and I'll be like, yo, have you heard this song? And they'll be like, yo, can you send me the Apple Music link? I'm like, come on, man. What are you talking about? Somebody asked me to send them a SoundCloud link. I was like, damn, What era are you from?
I know. I have SoundCloud on my phone, but I don't use it.
I mean, I have SoundCloud too, but it's not the main place that I go to find my music.
Exactly. It's definitely not my first or second choice.
Yeah,
So.
honestly, I'm lazy about uploading my music to SoundCloud.
Yeah, I mean, I
SoundCloud
don't
makes it be $5 or something like for the pro accounts to get more space to get unlimited space to upload music to, and I've been past the 2 or 3 hour mark for music, so I gotta really pick and choose which of my songs go on SoundCloud. I'll probably have to pay for that account eventually, but I'm just cheap.
I don't blame you, and especially because nobody really uses it. I feel like
Yeah, literally.
No. All right. So if you could only use one streaming platform for like movies and TV shows, what would you use?
Honestly, what's the Apple one? It's like Apple Movies or iTunes Movies or something like that.
Apple TV? Is that what you
No,
mean?
it's not Apple TV. Well, I mean, I watch Netflix mainly, and I love like Solar Opposites and Rick and Morty off Hulu. But I feel like whenever I want to watch like a movie that's in theaters or something like that, they never have it. So it's kind of annoying. Maybe Amazon movies, Amazon Prime Video.
Okay.
Prime Video, I think it is. I don't know. Impossible question. I watch movies too much. I can't pick. I need them all.
All right. I think if I had to pick, I would go with, I feel like I would just go with Netflix. Cause like they have, yeah, and fair. If you have a VPN, like you could log into like the UK Netflix and get a bunch of different things. So
damn.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Not hip to that. No, not hip. Well, what kind of shows are you watching off UK Netflix that you can't get in America?
They have this show called Come Dine With Me, which is like, it's like a cooking competition show where like random people go to each other's houses and like the person like that lives there is the host and they have to make a meal for like these people and the guests have to rate it and whoever gets the highest rating at the end.
Oh my God, that's kind of crazy.
I know, it's so interesting the way that people function. Like people are gross. To put it shortly, like people are gross.
Okay, that's the vibe of the show.
Yeah, like I would not. It's I don't know, man. Eating other people's food now is just like I don't know.
So they're cooking like this is the food that I eat all the time type meals.
Yeah, or like what they think other people would like or something that they know that they can cook, and it's like a 3-course meal that they have to make. So like
I cook something horrendous. They would not like my food, guaranteed.
Really? You can't cook?
No. I can when I put my mind to it, but day to day what I eat is like it's healthy, it's fine, it tastes okay, but like I wouldn't feed it to somebody else.
Okay.
It's like Trader Joe's stir fry frozen, and I like heat it up in the pan and throw some rice in it and a little sauce, and that's pretty much it. That's dinner every night.
It's so easy to just make your own stir fry. Like,
yeah, but it takes more time. I don't know, man. I'm on the grind. I gotta get all these songs together and shit. I don't know. I don't have time to spend 2 hours making dinner.
I feel that. Just throw a hot pocket in the microwave and call it.
Oh, okay. Well, Jesus, not that. That's insane. What I'll honestly do a lot of times, and this is why I burn dinner a lot, is I'll be working because I have the studio is in the living room and the kitchen is all just one big room. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times I'll go in to the kitchen, start some food on the stove, and then go back and work on some music. And every 5 minutes, I'll set like a timer and go like check on it and like stir or whatever. And then I'll ignore the timer for 15 minutes and then I'll go over there and my food.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not starting something from scratch, and then I just eat the burnt food. That happens like once a week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I wouldn't have people over to feed. We can go out.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. Or just hire a chef to like.
Yeah. No, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I will say I went and visited my girlfriend for Valentine's Day, and we bought the ingredients and like spent time cooking whatever, and it was so good. Like we chefed. It was so good.
See, okay, so you can cook. You can.
Well, cook. Yeah, I'm saying I can put it together when I put the time in to do it, but most of the time I'm just like, yeah, something quick. Just do just something at work. But whenever she's here, I don't eat like that. I eat like very well. Like either we're going out to some place that's really nice, or I'm like actually trying to cook or something like that. I have the capability. It's untapped potential, if you will.
Well, if you're creative with music, so I'm sure that extends into like cooking and stuff. You just have to
she gets annoyed at me because I'll just start adding random things into a pan, and sometimes it's hit or miss. I won't lie. It's not great. It's not a good situation. It's chaotic. It stresses her out for sure. It's definitely
that sounds like me when my husband's like cooking. I'm just like, or my cousin, because he lives with us too. I got HelloFresh because they can't cook. So I got HelloFresh and I'm like, you have all the ingredients, you have the instructions written down for you, like just follow everything. And it's like, nope, let's get random things from the pantry and just throw it in. Like it's a guy thing. Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it is a guy thing, honestly, because she just was like, you have to stop doing that. But sometimes it turns out good. Sometimes it actually turns out good. But also, I think it might be an Indian thing too, because our food, like when we eat our food, we kind of just mix it all together sometimes. Like that's a normal way to eat certain dishes. And so maybe that just translated over, or maybe it's just a race cop out for me not knowing how to make food. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, you can't use that.
I can tell you.
It's just you.
I can tell. Yeah, maybe it's just me. Yeah.
All right. So what is your favorite hometown restaurant? So like you grew up in South Florida, like Miami. So what growing up was your favorite like restaurant there, or even going back, like what's your favorite restaurant?
Well, growing up after school, some days, like when it was a good day, my grandmother would take my brother and I to Sweet Tomatoes. And I think Sweet Tomatoes is a chain.
Yeah.
But I used to love Sweet Tomatoes. I would go, I haven't thought about this in so many years, but I would eat my food or whatever. And then I'd go and they had like the most bomb brownies and they had a sundae station. So what I would do is I would take the brownie and take it to sundae station. And this is like pre-COVID era, so this is kind of nasty, but like the chocolate pump, I would put it inside the brownie and then like pump it. So it was just like chocolate oozing out, and then I put caramel on top and ice cream, and then like my little garnishes or whatever.
Oh my God.
God, it's getting hot and heavy in here. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Wow. Yeah. Bringing me back.
I have not stepped foot in a Sweet Tomato since I was like 5, 6, maybe. I don't even know.
I was like 13.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't been there in so long.
But they still have them. When I was living in Orlando, I live in Atlanta now, but when I was living in Orlando, they had them.
I was just in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, super far. I thought you were in the Northeast.
No.
I guess I just assumed.
No. Oh, well, yeah. So SWGRUS is Chicago based, but
okay. Not Northeast, but Northeast energy, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, but I am Florida born and Atlanta based. So
cool. Same as Florida born.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're South Florida and I'm like originally from Jacksonville, so super North Florida.
Oh, I lied. I wasn't born in Florida, but I basically lived in Jacksonville. That's a different state. You basically are just from Georgia.
Yeah.
North Florida is basically just Georgia. It's Florida and then halfway up the Panhandle or halfway up the whatever the peninsula is, it just becomes Georgia.
Yeah, Florida.
Scary midsection and then Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, growing up, it was super like Southern. Everyone was so country in Jacksonville. It's a lot better now, but like.
Yeah, you lived in Florida Man headline newspaper, Florida. I lived in Cuba, Florida.
Yeah.
You lived in Florida Man eats face. I lived in alligator eats baby, Florida. We are not the same.
That is true. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. Oh man. Maybe that explains so much about me. All right. I know.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Live your life.
We kind of like touched on this already, but would you rather go out, order in, or cook?
go out for sure.
Yeah.
I love going out to eat.
Where do you go in Nashville? Like, what are some of your favorite spots?
So many places, honestly. Well, if it's like a nice date night, then we'll probably go to Barcelona and get some tapas. 'Cause it's like, ooh, kind of nice. She
Okay.
loves this olive oil cake. Oh, when I went for Valentine's Day, I surprised her and we bought a whole olive oil cake. But that shit is heavy, so I'm still scarred from it. Olive oil cake slaps. Is that what you're reacting to?
Yeah,
It's good.
I've never heard of it or had it.
I hadn't heard of it either until I had it there, and I was like, this is insane. Let me try some, and it's so good. It's so good. But I bought her a whole cake, and they sell for like $50. So I bought her I bought her a cake. It was a cake, and it's so dense. Anyway, yeah. So we'll go Barcelona. Anyway, to answer your question, Barcelona. If it's a nice night out, we love going to like Hot Dotty. If if it's just like a chill like burger type energy. There's a place down the street, Moss Tacos in East Nashville. That's just like the best tacos in the city, pretty much. Yeah, there's a bunch of high places in Nashville.
Cool. Okay. I'll have to remember that. I mean, Tennessee is only like 3 hours, but I think that's more like the Smoky Mountain part of Tennessee. So like the like creepy cabin part. But that's the only part that I've been to. So I don't know. All right. I am going to go ahead and let you go. But before you
Okay.
go, is there anything that you want to say? Anything that people should know? And you can also shout out your socials.
Yeah, well, the socials are just Lackhoney on everything. So if you were interested in any of the tangents that I went on in this call, you are more than welcome to DM me and we can talk more about them. Yeah, no, there's songs coming out every single Friday for the end of time until a song blows up pretty much. And then it'll be an album. And so if you want to join on the journey, social media, follow on Spotify, et cetera, whatever.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Thanks for having
And
me.
yeah, and we'll see what you come out with in the future.
Yep. Catch ya.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Time Out, and be sure to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us at SWGRUS on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.